if you're, let's say, the challenges in the Atlantic provinces goes with what I just said. I mean, it's depending on what they want to achieve. They have let's say, challenges to ensure a positive population growth there. That would be one challenge for sure. For other regions, such as, for example, Alberta, the challenge is to cope with the fairly high population growth rate. You have to develop infrastructures, road, airports, etc. So you have to invest when you have such a high population growth. There's all sorts of other challenges related to population aging, for example. Usually, regions where you have a slower population growth rate, you also have older population, which is the case in Atlantic provinces. So if you're living there, the challenges might be to deliver the services that these older population will need, especially, for example, in the rural areas, because rural areas are also usually older than metropolitan areas. That can be another challenge. And on some other regions, then it's challenges related to population diversity. I said the example of Toronto, for example, dealing with a large inflow of immigrants coming on a regular basis every year, establishing themselves in Ontario. So for example, challenges around social cohesion could be quite important in regions such as Toronto. And finally, I would say some other regions of Canada have other challenges related to diversity, such as, for example, strong Aboriginal population. And we have not to forget about Aboriginal, for example, in the three prairie provinces. They will represent a higher share of the population in the coming years, because the Aboriginal population is growing faster than the non-Aboriginal population. There's also challenges related to these population, integrating them well, making sure that they have access to education, to the labor market, etc. So those are kind of different challenges depending on where you're located in Canada.